Michele Mitchell. Where to start? Well, I have wanted to enroll in this computing for employment class for a long time, and for a number of reasons, and you know, wasn't able to, but I'm glad. It seemed like it finally, everything fell into place right at the right time. And so I first want to thank my NCB counselor, whatever their title is, I never really know, Miranda Zanakis, and there's, you know, anybody else who's involved in NCB. We had a meeting and we just knocked out the paperwork and got it going, and thanks to everybody here at the Carroll Center who's involved in that for just, it was a very quick turnover. And I really appreciated the work that people put into that to get me into the class. I also want to thank my husband Curtis, who is here, because without him, I would not have been able to get out of bed a lot of mornings to get to the class. I am not a morning person, and I sleep like a rock, and he helped me a lot to make sure that you know, that non-24 did not keep me away from the Carroll Center. So I really appreciate that, honey. And I also want to thank him because he, you know, on the few occasions where I did oversleep, he wasn't too upset when I had to take an Uber instead of the ride. So thank you, Curtis. Boy, there's just so many people to thank here at the Carroll Center. You know, all the staff are wonderful and friendly and helpful, and no matter where you are, if you're stuck or you're, you know, I ended up in the fishbowl at least, you know, every time I was trying to go somewhere, it seemed like somehow I ended up in the fishbowl. But I eventually, you know, found my way out and, you know, learned my way around, and there was always somebody there to lend a helping hand, and I really appreciate that. Also Melissa, and I don't know the other names of the people in the kitchen. Oh my God, the soups. They were, yeah. Thank you guys for the, you know, wonderful meals you prepared, which made me almost not fit into these pants today, but thank you anyway. And so now we come to David. Well, I first encountered David when they were doing he was offering the Saturday morning, like the free sort of tutorial things. And I went for the first time, and I listened to him, and I thought, wow, this guy knows his stuff. And so I kept going, and I was raving about it to everybody. And when I got to class and found out that's who was teaching, I was like, woohoo! Okay, now I know I'm going to really learn something. And we did. It was like, oh, holy cow! It was like computer boot camp. I mean, it was intense. Yeah, that's the right word. Everything from pivot tables to you know, internet searches, you name it. It seems like, you know, open book. You know, I've got I dream keystrokes now, and I think that also. I mean, David is as a former teacher myself, I particularly appreciate his professionalism, his really well thought out and organized lesson plans. He does the most fabulous audio, you know, audio, what do you call them? Files. Well, these audio files that are the, you know, a summary of the lessons and the keystrokes, and they're fantastic. They're really great. And I think that also from David, you know, in the computing class also can translate a little bit into some sort of life lessons, like, you know, whether it's Jaws, you know, blabbering gibberish extraneously at you, or that negative voice in your head saying, oh, you can't do it, what are you doing here? You're not going to get a job. You have the ability to hit control, shut it up, right? And also when things, whether it's, you know, the computer totally acting up or your technology, you know, not, you know, misbehaving or whatever, and you feel like, you know, or any time else you feel like throwing in the towel and giving up, don't do it. And finally, when you have tried, you know, you've tried everything you know how to do, there's no reason to just keep, you know, banging your head against a brick wall. You can escape out of there and try something else. And I appreciate everything I've learned from David. I am going to put it to good use. I intend to, you know, go on and find a job, and hopefully I will represent the Carroll Center well and make everybody proud. Thank you all.